It was a typical Friday afternoon at the Walmart Supercenter in Riverside, a small, unassuming town nestled just outside the city. The parking lot was packed with cars, as families and locals bustled in and out, their carts piled high with weekend essentials. Inside, the store hummed with life. The aisles were filled with shoppers picking up everything from groceries to household supplies, while the steady rhythm of beeping scanners blended with the chatter of employees and customers. Under the cool, bright fluorescent lights, it was just another day at Walmart. Among the crowd was a noticeable group of first responders, local police officers, firefighters, and paramedics, on a short break from their shifts. They moved purposefully through the aisles, stocking up on snacks, drinks, and other essentials. For these men and women, Walmart was a familiar place, one of the few stops they could make between emergencies for a quick recharge. They were a regular sight, and many of the employees recognized them, offering friendly waves or quick hellos. The first responders themselves seemed relaxed, sharing lighthearted jokes and stories from their shifts, a welcome respite in their often stressful and unpredictable work lives. The automatic doors at the front of the store slid open, letting in a burst of warm afternoon sunlight, and a figure walked in that no one in Riverside could have expected. At first, he blended in like any other customer, tall, casually dressed in a simple black t-shirt and faded jeans, with an unassuming posture and a relaxed gait. But as he walked deeper into the store, a quiet ripple began to spread through the crowd. People turned their heads, some doing double takes, unsure if they were really seeing what they thought they were seeing. One paramedic squinted, nudging his partner with a mix of confusion and awe. "Wait, is that—" His partner looked over, blinking in disbelief. "No way," he said, shaking his head as if to clear it. But the more they looked, the more certain they became. This wasn't just anyone. It was Elon Musk, the world-famous CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, a man more accustomed to headlines and boardrooms than quiet afternoons at a small-town Walmart. Yet there he was, walking casually through the aisles, his expression calm and focused as he scanned the shelves. It was surreal. The whispers started immediately, spreading from aisle to aisle, and soon enough everyone in the vicinity seemed to know that Elon Musk was shopping in their Walmart. People exchanged astonished glances, and a few discreetly pulled out their phones, trying to snap photos without drawing too much attention. Musk, however, seemed completely unfazed. He continued down the aisle, occasionally grabbing an item and placing it in the small basket he carried. Finally, he came to a stop in the frozen foods section where he picked up a carton of ice cream, his face lighting up with a small, satisfied smile. For all his fame and influence, Musk looked like anyone else in that moment, just a man treating himself to some ice cream. The normalcy of it all made it even more remarkable. The crowd around him was growing, and among them were the first responders, some of whom were cautiously moving closer, clearly eager to get a better look at the tech mogul. One firefighter, a burly man with a friendly face, finally gathered the courage to approach him. Clearing his throat, he asked, "Mr. Musk?" He sounded both unsure and excited, like he was still trying to convince himself that this was real. Musk turned to him, smiling politely. "Yes?" The firefighter hesitated, a little starstruck, but then managed to say, "What brings you to our Walmart? Not exactly a place I thought I'd run into you." Musk chuckled, a relaxed sound that put everyone at ease. "Sometimes you just want to escape the noise," he said, his eyes crinkling with amusement. "I've been traveling a lot lately, and there's something refreshing about a place like this. Sometimes you just need to step away from it all." He glanced down at the carton in his hand, adding, "And besides, Walmart has a surprisingly good selection of ice cream." The group laughed, the tension in the air easing as Musk's casual demeanor made it clear he didn't mind the attention. The first responders gathered around, curiosity getting the better of them, each one eager to interact with the man whose innovations had transformed industries. Musk held onto his basket, looking entirely at ease as he chatted with them, seemingly unbothered by the growing crowd. One of the paramedics, a young man with an eager expression, spoke up. "I gotta ask, any plans to make electric vehicles specifically for emergency services? I mean, we'd love to have something eco-friendly for our fleet." Musk grinned, clearly amused but thoughtful. That's actually a great idea. We're always looking at ways to expand, and electric emergency vehicles make a lot of sense. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll see Tesla ambulances on the road. The group chuckled, appreciating Musk's willingness to engage with their ideas. As the conversation continued, they found themselves less nervous, laughing and joking with Musk like he was one of them. The awe was still there, but now it was tempered by a genuine sense of connection. Musk's openness surprised them. He didn't seem to mind the informal questions, and he treated each person's inquiry with genuine thoughtfulness, as if every suggestion was worth considering. The initial fascination soon deepened into something more substantial. One of the older firefighters, a man with silver hair and a steady gaze, stepped forward with a question that changed the tone of the encounter. "Mr. Musk," he began, his voice respectful but serious, "with all the technology you're creating, electric cars, rockets, AI, do you ever think about how it impacts us out here? I mean, the people on the ground?" A hush fell over the group as everyone waited for Musk's response. The question was heavier than the light-hearted banter they'd been exchanging, and it carried a weight that only those who faced life-and-death situations daily could fully understand. Musk seemed to take the question to heart. He paused, looking around at the first responders gathered around him, each of them looking at him with a mix of curiosity and admiration. "Honestly, I do think about that," Musk said, his voice quieter now, more thoughtful. "Most of the time I'm focused on what's next, on pushing forward, on innovation. But seeing you all here, it reminds me that technology isn't just about the future. It's about making a real difference now, for people who work every day to keep society safe." His gaze moved over the group, taking in their uniforms, the badges, and the quiet pride in their stances. "People like you." The words settled over them, and they nodded, some of them visibly moved. It was a rare moment of acknowledgement from someone as high-profile as Musk, and it resonated deeply with each of them. In their line of work, appreciation often came in passing, a quick thank you before they rushed off to the next call. But this felt different, more meaningful. A few moments passed in respectful silence, and then Musk reached into his pocket, pulling out his phone. The first responders exchanged puzzled glances as he started typing. After a few moments, he looked back up, a smile playing on his lips. "I just made a donation," he said, "to support your local fire department, police, and EMS services. I hope it can go toward whatever you all need. Equipment, training, anything that'll help you keep doing the incredible work you're doing." The group was stunned. They exchanged looks of disbelief, and one paramedic's eyes filled with tears. They were used to getting polite thank yous, but this was different. Musk wasn't just expressing his gratitude with words. He was making a tangible difference in their lives, acknowledging their sacrifices in a way that went beyond the usual gestures. One of the police officers, his voice thick with emotion, managed to say, "Mr. Musk, thank you. You didn't have to do that." Musk shook his head. "No, I wanted to. The work you do is essential, and if I can help make it a little easier, then it's the least I can do." His voice was steady, sincere, and the first responders could see that he meant every word. One by one, they stepped forward to shake his hand, expressing their gratitude not just for the donation, but for the genuine respect and acknowledgement he had shown them. For these men and women, it was more than just a kind gesture. It was a moment of validation, a reminder that their work mattered, even to someone as far removed from their daily reality as Elon Musk. As the group began to disperse, Musk made his way to the checkout, paying for his items and giving a final nod to the first responders as he left. The crowd that had gathered watched him go, still processing what had just happened. The men and women who had shared that brief moment with him knew that they would carry it with them for a long time, a reminder that their contributions to society were seen and valued. Outside, the sun had begun to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the Walmart parking lot. The first responders stood together, talking quietly among themselves, each one visibly touched by the encounter. As Musk walked toward the door, he raised a hand in a casual wave, a simple gesture of farewell. They waved back, clapping and cheering, their faces lit up with appreciation. One firefighter turned to his colleagues, a faint smile on his face. "Well," he said with a chuckle, "that's not something you see every day." The others laughed, and with one final glance back at the entrance, they headed back to their cars, each of them feeling a renewed sense of pride and purpose. They knew that when they returned to their stations and resumed their duties, they'd carry with them a reminder that their work mattered, not just to their community, but to one of the most influential people on the planet. For Musk, it was likely just another stop on his journey, a quick break in the middle of his busy life. But for the men and women he'd left behind in that small-town Walmart, it was an unforgettable experience, a rare moment of recognition that would inspire and uplift them for years to come. In the quiet town of Riverside, the story of Elon Musk's unexpected visit to Walmart would be told and retold, a testament to the impact of a simple act of kindness and the power of showing gratitude to those who keep us safe every day.